I've noticed a big problem with social media marketing as it relates to the crafter and the craft business, especially when you're starting out. And I want to look at this in maybe a little bit of a different light and make some comparisons that might open your eyes a little bit as to how to use social media as a tool to market your newer craft business. I get the question a lot. How do I use my social media to promote my business? How do I get sales? What should I be posting? And then I see what people are doing, and here's a big gap. They think, okay, social media is a great place to market my business, so I'm going to start my business page. Now, mind you, a lot of this happens very early on, right? Somebody gets into the craft. They've been doing this for, we'll say, a year or less, and decides, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be such and such custom leather work, right? And we're going to start this business page. So now we have a brand new page with hardly anything on it, maybe a handful of posts, and it's just finished product at your earliest stages, right? Your earliest stages meaning you're early on in this craft. And so there's a beginner quality finished product, which there's nothing wrong with that. But this is what the reality of what's being posted. And then simply DM me for custom orders, or this is now available, taking custom orders, or a long, lengthy write-up from AI explaining how fantastic this product is and how it's going to just solve all the problems for them. But the description doesn't really match what's going on in the picture there. And what's happening is people are using social media as a billboard, as a classified ad, under the assumption that everybody that lands on that is somebody who wants to buy already. And the problem is we haven't even warmed that person up at all. So let's think about this as if that social media page is your storefront, or is your booth space if you're set up somewhere at a show. And so I'm going to make this correlation just like somebody walked in the storefront here where I'm sitting at. And I realize not everybody has a brick and mortar store, right? But you have to think of this social media page as your brick and mortar, right? That's your space you're going to be trying to sell from. Let's think about it in kind of a holistic view of that. For one, when we just make that post, hey, here's some stuff for sale, that would be the equivalent of somebody walking in the door and me just kind of greeting them at the door and saying, hey, I got this bag for sale. This one's $200. I have this belt over here. This one's $300 if you want that. Do you want this wallet? I got this one here. This one's $100. Like, whoa, somebody at the doors and be like, what in the world? I just kind of came in to check this place out, right? But that's what we're meeting people with as soon as they get there. And the other thing is, if we're using that and making these posts, hey, here's my stuff, hey, here's my stuff, and pushing that out there, that's also kind of like if I just stood right out here on the sidewalk and I walked out here and just as people were going by, like, hey, you want to buy this? Come here. I got some good stuff. You want to buy it? Hey, check this out. I got some stuff here, and that's what's happening when you're taking your new business page and just pushing that out there through your regular page. We need to not look at this as just a sales platform and thinking about trying to push sales on people. And I find a lot of people say, hey, I hate the selling part. I don't want to try to sell stuff. And they say that because of experience they've had, a bad experience. Think of like a used car lot, right? The majority of those, you're going to get some of those bad sales experiences. the certain booths at the fair and different trade shows and things like that, where they're chasing you down in the aisles. You're like, oh gosh, they're following some kind of pushy sales script and you can't get away fast enough. That's the same thing you're trying to do. So let's look at it from a different angle and look at it how you like to shop, right? For one, how is it when you walk into a store somewhere? How do you like to be greeted? How do you like to interact with people before making a purchase? One, you might be just greeted. Hey, how are you? Yeah, have you been in before? Great. Oh, we have, some of this over here and this is kind of over there, but what are you after today? Or are you after anything particular? Are you just checking things out? Start asking questions to figure out what people are wanting, right? And if you approach somebody with a question, you're getting information from them. You're making them feel like what they think and do actually matters, which it should when you're trying to sell something. And when we ask those questions, you can do this even through your posts too. You can have questions in your posts. You can do little surveys. Get feedback from people that are following your page, because that's going to help you determine on what you want to be making anyhow. Now, the second thing, if you go in somewhere and you're looking around, you might want to be kind of checking out and seeing, well, what exactly is this stuff? Is this something just bought off the shelf, getting peddled here? Is this a handmade product? Things like that. What would tell you about that? Well, and here you start looking around and you see a workshop here, or somebody might meet you up at the belt wall and begin asking questions. If you've had a handmade belt before, if you're familiar with that, oh, well, I'd be happy to tell you about what we make these out of. And then it's an educational process at that point, not a, hey, let me know. We can get you rung up right now. We can take you right to that register. Like, no, we want to have some interaction in there. So on your page, think about that same thing. Think about showing some behind the scenes. We've talked about this before, but you have a unique perspective as a maker, as a creator, that a lot of businesses don't have. They can't lean on that, but you can. You get to show some behind the scenes. You get to show that personality behind your work and let people connect with that. Let people start seeing the quality and the uniqueness in that. The other thing that we can do with that is invite them into the story, right? We talk about these pages that are really early on, right? You might be early on in the craft. Instead of trying that whole fake it till you make it thing and look bigger than we are, how about we just show people right where we're at? Invite them into that journey. Like, hey, we're just getting started in this business. It's been really fun. I'm kind of deciding between a couple products. Which one do you like better? Do you like this color wallet or this color wallet? Which style do you prefer to carry? Any of those things that you can do to start showing them that you're a real person. This is a real business, but man, you're just getting started. You're at the ground floor. People can come in, follow you there. They'll overlook maybe a little bit of quality issues on certain products, understanding that you're just getting rolling, that you're still learning, that you're wanting to progress, wanting to move forward. Some people, that's an actual sales point too. They want to get in early. They want to get some of your early pieces, and then they want to be return customers and they want to support you and they want to follow that journey along the way. But it's hard for anybody to follow the journey if you don't show it. If you're just trying to act bigger than you are, show, the highlights and make it look like, hey, I'm way further beyond in this business, and not let people come along there with you. Because if we try to promote our business and make this look like it's some big grandiose thing up here, but our product level's still here, it's not going to work out very good. They're going to see through that and see that there's some mismatch there. That's going to break trust, not build it. If your product level's here, you're just starting out, you're getting rolling, great. Promote it accordingly. And then people see that and they, oh yeah, that's great. I love it. Man, so much progress. This is really cool. Yeah, I like this color one here. What if you did this? I wish you'd make one of these. If enough people start asking you about things, man, that's going to help you build your business. You're not building it in the dark that way. So think about that as you're building your social media page behind your business. This is not a billboard. It's not a classified ad. You don't want to stand on the street and scream at people trying to get them to buy things. Invite people in and give them a warm, welcome experience when they're in your store or when they're on your page. If your social media page is the equivalent of them walking in the door to your brick and mortar shop, think about that experience they have when they land on that page, when they walk in. Is it just looking at this product right here in front of them with blank backgrounds and no other behind the scenes feel to it at all? Or so it's just like if they walked in the door here to my shop and we had everything tarped off, nobody really even talked to them, and just shelves of product in front right there when they first walked in. That would be a weird spot to walk into and shop, don't you think? So when they come on your social media, I'm not saying you have to be face to camera every post or even do video and stuff, but man, let them see some people in there. Let them see a little behind the scenes. Let them see this stuff being made. Maybe a little shot of the workshop area. Some products that are in use afterwards. Somebody using this product. Like all of these types of things make it a little bit more of a holistic view into your business and what you're doing. And that allows people to be a part of that and makes it a little more comfortable for them to want to be a customer and makes you feel a little less pushy, like a carny salesman trying to get you just to spend that extra $5, right? So again, think about that as somebody walking into your store. Next time in the post, next time you think about what stories or reels or posts and carousels and things like that you're going to be pushing out there, think about somebody walking in. Don't think about this as a last-ditch effort to try to make a sale. Okay? That thought process is what's driving some of your posts, and quite frankly, that's why they're not working. Don't be in such a hurry to sell something through your social media. This is an awareness thing. Bring awareness, bring people into the business. Eventually, they're going to start asking you how to buy. That's where you're actually selling from, not trying to reach out and grab people to get that transaction, but rather show them enough, involve them enough, let them feel such a part of it, and begin to build a desire for what you have to the point that they're asking you how to buy. That's a powerful sale right there. That's what we want to be driving for. If you haven't done so yet, be sure, subscribe, follow, all the things. We're going to continue having more episodes on here where not just me solo, but other episodes where I'm going to be interviewing other business people and hearing some of their tactics and their thought process and what ups and downs they've gone through to get them to where they're at. Hopefully you can pull from that and use that as part of your story and part of your building blocks to build your business. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode.